Decluttering regularly is one of the best ways to stay clutter-free. Today, let's talk about several things that you should declutter every month. Artwork and preschool pages. These are so tricky because they feel very sentimental, but my friend Natalie Bennett here on YouTube has a really cool way of looking at this. She says, artwork is a verb. The action is done. That was the experience. Of course, save a few special items, but we don't need to save every single drawing done by our kids.
If you don't feel like you can bring yourself to declutter these, send them off to grandparents, cousins, and friends, and let your kids start little pen pal mail, even with grandma and grandpa.
The closet is an area of the home that can pile up really easily. Trust me, I know this all too well from experience. For whatever reason, we seem to be very sentimentally attached to our clothes. But if they're not something that we are currently able to wear and enjoy, then they are really just added clutter in our space. So go through your closet every single month. I love to go through the laundry as well and just kind of notice with the kids like what has holes, what's stained, what's outgrown, but not skipping your own clothes is really, really important. Dealing with paperwork, mail, trash right away is a really, really good habit to have, but no one's perfect. I know that if I go through my house every single month and just do a paper sweep, let me show you what I've got. So when you go around your house every month, I recommend carrying a little tote with you. It just makes it easy. You're heading from room to room, put some paperwork in here, stick some artwork in here, some mail, some garbage, whatever it is. It amazes me the places that trash, random papers end up in my house. So carry a tote with you. I think I got this one at Home Goods. They have lots of great size totes like this, but every single time you focus on one of these areas, whether it be the closet, whether it be the kids' artwork, the paperwork, the trash, grab your tote and carry it with you and just focus for 10 minutes and get that thing done. And I like to do this at the end of the month. Every single month, go through your home and declutter intruders. These are items that you have not found a home for. The reason you haven't found a home is potentially or likely that it's not something that you use very often or plan to use very often. I like to ask the question, where would I use this item most often? But honestly, if it didn't even cross your mind, this is Dana K. White, she's brilliant, that you actually had the item in the first place, if you went to look for it, then you can just obviously declutter it. So any intruder, anything that's come into your life that you've come across, uncovered, found, whatever, while you're cleaning your space, and it just popped up and you're like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot I had this, or I actually have no idea where this goes. I have no clue where I would use this most often. This is an intruder. This does not belong in your space. Declutter it. Underneath the bathroom sink, so bathroom cabinets and drawers, not skipping the kids. I feel like this is kind of the area where things just get pushed to the back. Anything that has like a deep crevice, that's like a cave, can get so filled with stuff. So underneath any sink, it kind of has that deep, dark space. It's like the perfect hiding spot. Try and find used or half-used products through your makeup bag every month. That's another good one. And then I've noticed that my kids, underneath their sink, I find the most random toys, kids books, and books of your own that you don't plan on rereading. This is another one to go through every single month. I've noticed that kids, they tend to really move on quickly from literature. They'll read a novel and they're on to the next. And so it's a really good idea to go through and even see what's damaged. Look at this one. I bought this recently for my kids and the dog chewed it to bits. I know this is really frivolous, but it was on massive sale, so I ordered another one because this cover was gonna drive me crazy, and it's one that I want to last our family for years. So see if there's anything that's really, really damaged, ruined. You obviously don't have to replace these items. You don't even have to declutter them. But if there's something that your family's not using, then the ruined books, the torn pages, either repair or just donate. Magazines is another one. We actually do have a children's magazine subscription that comes into our home every single month, and I don't keep these. We read them every month. We talk about the stories, and then we pass these on. So I love to go through very intentionally looking for magazines along with the books that we're just done with. Like the closet, if you are not careful, the toys will get out of control in your house. I have absolutely been amazed since becoming a mom 12 years ago at how quickly toys can accumulate from birthdays and holidays, generous grandparents, things that the kids have bought that they've saved for. They tend to just stick to their favorites. So it's a good idea to go through and sort the toys. Do this with your kids. Ask them, give them a limit. Oh my gosh, you could even say you can keep as many stuffed animals that will fit inside this tote. Give them a box, whatever bin you're storing it in, and show them the boundaries, show them the limit, and have them make those decisions. I think they can do this from a pretty young age. Once a month, go through your kitchen and look for any gadgets you haven't used. In fact, I noticed just the other day that I have a bunch of mason jar lids that I am not using. I only have like 3 mason jars, yet I have all these lids. So go through your kitchen looking very specifically for dishware that you don't use, for little gadgets like the little, shaped egg cooker or the mini waffle iron. Anything like that that you don't use is a good thing to get out of. Remember, the kitchen is prime real estate in your home. You don't want this space taken up by needless items. Go ahead every single month and deal with piles that you've been putting off. I have a pile right now from leftover from a little linen game closet organization project that I did. And it was kind of, I feel like at the end of these projects, you get tired. You're like, I am so done. I'll deal with this later. Well, the problem for me is I did this project 2 weeks ago, but I became clutter blind because I let these boxes sit here, and I need to take care of this because, again, clutter attracts clutter. I don't want piles sitting around my house. That is not how I want to live. So I need to go through my house every single month. These items don't stay piled up for too long, and declutter anything that I haven't dealt with. As soon as you put those glasses on, like I am just looking for piles that I haven't dealt with, suddenly they pop up in your vision. So you might be clutter blind to them throughout the day or throughout the week, but as soon as you are going looking for these items, suddenly they like reappear at the surface, and you can go ahead and take care of them every single month. I love the idea of every single month doing a monthly markdown. If you think of the word markdown as it refers to retail, people that haven't bought the item suddenly becomes less valuable, or it's not in season anymore. It's getting cleared out. They want the item gone, so they put a smaller price tag on it. These are the kinds of things that I think even can happen in our home. Over time, things become less valuable, not only because things don't usually hold their value, but because as we put priority on other items or other things in our life, these items that once held a higher price tag value or a sentimental value or whatever kind of value it is you've placed on the item, suddenly they go down over time. So every month, go through, get your bag, and do a monthly markdown, looking specifically for items that held value for you at one point, but you say, you know what? I just haven't used this in a really, really long time, and I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna pass it on to somebody else. Somebody else can use this. This is a little bit different than an intruder. This is where you're noticing things that pop up throughout the month, and you're like, wait, I forgot I had this, or I don't know how this got here. That could be considered part of your markdown, but this is where you're going through really, really asking yourself a little bit more difficult questions. Is there something else that I use more often than this? Does this item still hold the value that it once did? Is it giving to me in my life? If it's not giving to you, it is taking away from you. Just like we talked about with artwork, it's a verb, it's an action. Our stuff, although they're nouns, they're actual things, put out messages. They require our attention. They make us clean up after them. So there's action involved. If this item is not serving you, it is 100% taking away from you. Even if it's just items that you're storing, it costs about $10 per square foot in your home to store items. You have to work to earn that money. So no matter how you cut it, nothing is free. So think about it that way. What is taking away from you in your life? What needs to be marked down and discarded? What is not adding value to your life, even if it used to. You just need to have a hard reality check with yourself and say, you know what? I used to love this. I used to love wearing this. You could use this anywhere in your house, and just say thank you and move on. Okay, anything that is collecting dust. These are items that need to leave your house. Dust is a like a hidden clutter type thing. It can end up making your house look messy when it's actually not. Like, it's very clean, but the dust adds this like layer of clutter, visual clutter. If you have items in your home that are just covered in dust, or that you are tired of dusting, then you can go ahead and get rid of them. Put this in your monthly markdown. Say, you know what? I used to love looking at this. Right now, it's just annoying. It's so annoying that it's always covered in dust. It's so annoying that I always have to take care of it in order for it to look good. It's not worth what it used to be worth. I don't appreciate it anymore the way I used to. So things that are collecting dust are obviously taking from you, unless it's something that you want to kind of move to the front and value and take nice care of and dust it every month or every week or whatever and love. I don't see any problem with that. But if it's something that is frustrating you because it's always covered in dust because you don't use it anymore, put that in your markdown and get rid of it. I love to inspect towels every single month. This includes dish rags. This includes pot holders. This includes the towels. I was drying off the other day and the end of the towel just ripped right through my hand. Oh gosh, we've had these towels a long time. They've served us well. I have now donated that towel to the dog, but I also need to replace a towel because we're running low now in the bathroom. We didn't have very many to begin with. So I need to go ahead and put this on my inventory. This is something else that you can do during your monthly declutter, is take a monthly inventory. Okay, I just got rid of this ripped towel. I need a new one. Wow, 5 summer shirts I just decluttered out of my closet because they don't fit me anymore. Shoot, I need another shirt. Write that down. So as you're going through doing your monthly declutter, your monthly markdown, however you want to look at this, go ahead and take inventory and notes on what you need. So include that in your bag. You've got your bag, you got your paper and your pen, and just go ahead and take a few notes. This sounds maybe a little bit overwhelming. If your house is really, really cluttered, this is going to take a little bit more time, but you decide. Set the timer for as long as you're willing to commit to this. And if you only get to one level of your house, let's say you only do the paper clutter on the bottom layer of your house, timer goes off after 10 minutes, you're done. You get to come back to this tomorrow or next week when you have another chance. Just keep going back to these areas until you feel satisfied that you've gotten rid of every single clutter item in each category. I have another video on the screen to give you even more motivation to get things out of your house and live more clutter free. I'll see you over there. Bye.